Just going to wait a moment so Facebook can notify folks on here. How are you? I came in here. I figured I've been having a couple of conversations with some folks. And as you know, we are in some peculiar times. And there's a lot of fear in the air. There's a lot of anxiety. So I wanted to come in here to talk about some of the things that I've been speaking with some folks that are other business owners, some of them corporate employees and whatnot. So as you come on in, please say hello. Let me know that you're on here, because what I do want to share with you today is important. And I have some tips also for you on how to navigate this time. All right. So again, welcome. So what's happening? We all know what's happening. I don't need to replay it, right? But there's so much anxiety, so much anxiety, so much worry in the air. You know, parents are worried about how can I keep my kids engaged at home? How am I going to teach them? What's going to happen? When is this going to end? Adults they're worried about their jobs. Some people are hourly employees. How am I going to make money? You know, people are anxious. They're running to stores and they're stockpiling. They are, going in and trying to just clear out the shelves. And this is what we're seeing, right? So I want to talk to you about what's happening. This is all symptoms of fear, right? This is what's happening when you're in fear. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. And I want to give you some tips on how to, again, navigate this time. So again, welcome. As you come in, please say hello. Let me know that you're on here. If you know anyone that needs to hear this message, sprinkle it, share it. This is the time to share this stuff. And so before we dive in, let me introduce myself. I am Bissy McGregor. I am the founder of Fear to Freedom and the creator of the Fear to Freedom Accelerator. I help high achievers, professionals like yourself, go after what you want without fear ever holding you back again. Now, yes, this is what I do, right? I help my clients transcend their fears. This is why I've been getting a lot of people reaching out and saying, Bissy, what's going on? What do we do? Because this is what you talk about. So let's get into it. I want to talk about 3 things that fear does to a person, does to you. And like I mentioned, the title of this live stream is Fear is a deadly virus, right? We are seeing this virus that is deadly, but fear also kills your happiness. It kills your joy. It kills your dreams. And it is contagious. When you show fear of something, when you show a lack of belief in something because of one fear or another, what happens when you're with your friends? When you're in a group of friends and all of you are talking and someone says, oh my God, no, I don't know. This is not, they show this, they criticize you and they instill this fear. I don't know, it might fail. That dream you're thinking about, it might fail. All of a sudden somebody else says, you know what, that's true. I've seen it happen. And then somebody else goes, oh yeah, you know what, that's right. That's true. It is contagious. It just spreads like wildfire. Right? This is why it is deadly. So, and what happens with most people is that because you have succumbed to fear, because you've succumbed to it, you're not living your best life. You're not living your best life. So think about what's happening right now. Most people are not living their best lives as they know it to be because they're now confined to their homes. Right? They've been instructed not to touch people, not to be in small gatherings or big gatherings, whatever the case may be. Right? So here's one of the things that fear does to a person. Fear would have you constricted. Fear will have you constrict. And I'm just going to type this out here. Fear will have you constricted. What do I mean by that? Um, when you're in fear, when you're thinking, when those thoughts come into your head about the thing you want to do, how you want to show up, and it says to you, don't do it. Are you crazy? You're going to be judged. They're going to know, but wait a minute, you're not even good enough. You're not even good enough. What happens? You step back. You constrict. You don't play as big a game as you want to play. You start playing small. Yet what you're wanting, what you desire inside of you is over here, is on this level. But you're playing this game here, right? It's going to have you constricted. Right now, this virus has us constricting into our own physical homes, and that's physically, right? But here's what I want you to know, and here's what I want you to hear today. This is not the time to constrict emotionally or mentally. This is not the time to constrict on your empathy or your compassion. This is the time to dial that up. So yes, you want to be safe, not be in gatherings, not go out, heed to the advice, the medical advices, right? But this is not the time to okay, let me shrink. This is not the time for you to play small in what it is that you've been thinking about doing. Right? But here is the thing. Fear will always have you constricted. Always. When you're in that boardroom and you have something to say, you have it. It's there. You want to give. You want to contribute. But the words, the chatter in your mind says, I don't think that's good enough. I don't even think it's right. Why don't you go analyze it first and then come give them the feedback? And then you play on this level. Yet what you're wanting is on this level. So fear is always between where you are playing, and where you want to be. It is a gap. It's that chasm that's in between. Right? So again, this is not the time to constrict mentally or emotionally. We need each other. This is a time where we need to stand up for one another. Right? So number 2, one of the other things that fear will have you doing, fear will have you condemning. Fear will have you condemning. What do I mean by that? I'm super excited that today I start my program with a group of people who have been bold enough and courageous enough to say, yes, I want to discover how to transcend my fears. It's my 10-day program, Discover Your Fearless Formula. And we are going to dive deep into some of these things today. So I'm super excited about that. Now, fear will have you condemning. This is where, so a couple of days ago, I watched a TED Talk by Bill Gates, that he gave, I want to say it's 2014, maybe 16, but it was after the Ebola outbreak. And he talked about how the next warfare isn't nuclear, isn't any of that. It looks like a virus. It is a virus, and we need to be prepared. We need to, get ready for the next pandemic. What are we going to put into place and whatnot? So this video has been circulating. And here's the thing. Yes, is he right? Absolutely. Yeah, we ought to have prepared better than we did. But here's the thing. We are there now. We are here now. The question is, how do we move forward? So fear is going to have you having those discussions, condemning, whether it's the medical folks, condemning your jobs, your employers, condemning the schools, condemning the leaders. It will have you condemning people left, right, and center. And whilst you're doing all of that, what's happening to you? It's zapping your energy. It's zapping your time. It's zapping the mind space that you could use to create something new. It's zapping all of that. It's like that insidious thing of complaining. You think it's conversation. You think you're having conversation. You're saying the same thing over and over again, condemning that leader and that leader over there. And the time runs by. You think you have all this time in the world now. Some of you are happy to be at home because you didn't even love the job that you were at before, which means this is a time for you to think on, really, is this how you want to live your life? Right? So when you're spending time condemning, what are you spending time away from? Your own dreams, your own desires. Because here's the thing, there's only room for one. Is room for your fears or is room for your dreams? They can't dwell in the same space. It's only room. There's only room for one. There's only room for complaining or gratitude, period. So maybe a gratitude here is, all right, this is a call for me to look within and see and truly be courageous to think on what it is that I want to do and how do I get there, and go seek the support to get you there. All right. Don't fall into this viral thing of condemning others, of condemning what's been going on or what's happening whilst you're not working on what you need to be working on. Right. So the third thing that fear will have you doing is it will have you conforming. Fear will have you conforming. What does that mean? Because you don't want to stand out so that you're not judged. You don't want to stand out so that you're not criticized. You just do what everybody else is doing. Or because you've seen Betty, John, Peter, and Jane have done a thing and it looks like it's successful for them, you just want to do this thing without consulting your heart or you, if that's for you. So it has you conforming. But here is the thing. This is the time that we need that God-given talent and gifts that you were born to share with the world. This is the time. This is the time to be courageous and bold enough to step up and step into that powerful, creative gifts that you've been given. This is the time. This is the time. So it's not the time for you to conform. It's the time for you to stand out, because those gifts that you were given are not for you to hoard. I say that all the time. The gifts that have been gifted to you, the talents that you possess, are not for you and you alone. It's for you to share with the world. And this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it. A lot of you have your children at home. This is the time to model courageous actions. This is the time for you to model bold initiatives for them so they see what's possible. So they see what's possible, because what they see right now is the fear and the frenzy going on. Right? And we want to show them differently. We want to teach them differently. But again, it's not all about what we say to them. It's about how you walk. It's where you're stepping. That's where they're looking to step. That's where they're looking to walk. Right? So it's time to be bold. Well, but see, how can I do this? How can I be bold? How can I be courageous? I am scared out of my mind. I don't know. I don't feel I'm enough. I don't feel it. That's why you have support. Reach out. This is my superpower. I help you transcend your fears so you can go after what it is that you want. I help you go after your desires. Have the difficult conversations. Put procrastination where the sun doesn't shine, so that you can finally feel fulfilled. You can finally bring your gifts into the world, because we need you. We need you. Let me see what else I have in here. So we went over 3 things that fear does. It will have you constricting. It will have you conforming. It will have you condemning. And whilst you're doing all of that, what's happening? Your time is zapped. Your energy is done. You think you have time. Sure, you've cut out the transit time. You've woken up, a little bit later today, and what now? You think you have all this time in the world, but you're spending that time condemning, conforming, and constricting. You're spending that time complaining and looking at how many more cases and where they are. Oh my God, what's going on? Blah, blah, all of that. And you're not working on your desires. You're not working on what you want to be, what you want to do. And it's the same in your life. When we think about your desires, think about that goal that's been repeating on your list for the last 3, 5, 10 years. You keep running to different strategies, right? To see maybe it's a new strategy. It's the new strategy. That's why a lot of people are running to the store. We need to be safe. Let's go get all the food. You'll keep stockpiling out of fear. But what you want to create cannot be created out of fear. Right? It cannot be created out of fear. So again, your desires, your dreams, it's not the next strategy that you need. No, it's not you, because you know how to do it. There's a mindset shift that needs to happen. There's an inner shift that needs to happen. And that shift is shifting fear out of the way. That's part of it. And I put in here that belief also is contagious. It is. I see this in my clients' lives all the time. When they catch that belief, the next person catches it and attempts something bigger. And the next person catches it and attempts something bigger. That is contagious. That is what I want you to pass around. That this too shall pass. What do they say? Tough times don't last. This too shall pass, but tough people do. And the tough people we're talking about is not that, you're just trying hard physically. It's your heart. It's your heart. It's your mindset. Those are the people that will last, right? What else do I have in here? So what do you do, Bissy? What can I do? So I have in here, checking on people. Sure, you're doing the physical distancing, but we have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you have Instagram. Connect with people. Reach out to somebody you've kind of been watching on the sidelines. Reach out to them. Say hello. Connect on that way, because here's the thing. We're social beings. We need connection. So do it. So do that. Just reach out. All right. Be light about it. Up your empathy and your compassion. Know that people are scared. Know that. And some people don't know how to deal with it. If you do, walk them through it. Be there for people. Don't fall into blaming and shaming people and condemning people. That's not the game. That is not the game. Thirdly, it's time for you to be courageous. It's not time for you to play small, to constrict and retreat into your comfort zone, into what you've been doing. It's time for you to be bold and courageous. Step into your potential. You are gifted. I know it. You're gifted. You have talents you're yet to use, you haven't used. And perhaps now is the time. Now is the time. So do that. Listen, if you're thinking, Bissy, I love what I heard here. I need some support on how to get past this fear. Reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. We got a number of time, right? I'd love to have a conversation with you. All right. And see how I can support you. Today at 3:00, in 3 hours, actually, I start Discover Your Fearless Formula. There's still room for you to come in. It is virtual. I'll put the link over here. You can get in here. You can get in by going to bissymcgregor.com/10DYFF. Join us. I would love to have you there. And let's make magic. Let's make magic. Let's transcend these fears, and let's create a better world, a safer world, a world filled with belief, courage, boldness. All right. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me. Again, my name is Bissy McGregor, and I am your fearless coach. I help you live more and fear less. Thank you, guys. Bye. I'm not sure if this thing has gone off. It says something went wrong.